y'all, we can start where we are. And so just start there and do that. Downloadable, online, anything people don't have to physically touch you for, anything they don't have to physically go to you for, you don't have to physically go to them, do that. Find that. Like, start your own something company. Again, downloadables, y'all, please. Downloadables. Audiobooks, voiceover. If you have a great voice, do voiceover acting. If you have different characters, do voiceover acting. If you are really good at graphic design, put yourself on Fiverr. If you like to babysit kids, put yourself on Care. To get yourself through, to make you some money, to build your kit, to get to these clients, to do what you have to do.
Welcome to the Friends in Beauty Podcast, a safe space for ambitious beauty industry creatives to have real talk, get real answers, and practical tools to grow their businesses. My name is Aquia Robinson, and I'm a makeup artist, beauty educator, and the creator of Friends in Beauty. I created Friends in Beauty to support like-minded creatives, just like you, on their quest to connect, network, and build genuine relationships within the beauty community. Join me every week as me and my special guests reveal the keys to success and longevity in the beauty industry, and most importantly, have fun while doing it. You ready? Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty, Aquia Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in Beauty Podcast. I am so happy to have you here, and I hope that you are listening to this episode in high spirits and in good health. If you are a friend in beauty, I invite you to join the Friends in Beauty Facebook community. If you're looking for a community of like-minded, ambitious, and supportive friends in beauty to virtually connect with, network, and share resources, click the link down below in the show notes or in the description so that you can join our community, and I will be waiting for you over there. Also, follow us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty and use the hashtag FIB Friday Feature if you would like an opportunity to be spotlighted. What I like to do is just spotlight different friends in beauty and their accomplishments, no matter how big or small you think they are. I want to big you up, I want to shout you out, and I want to support you. So use that hashtag FIB Friday Feature for a chance to be featured on our page. Also, if you are listening to this episode on Apple Podcasts, be sure to leave us a 5-star rating and review. Also on Stitcher. If you like, you can watch this interview episode on YouTube. So click the link down below in the show notes for that as well. It'll take you right over to our YouTube page if you would like to see our beautiful faces during this interview. And make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe over there. And also share this podcast with other friends in beauty who you think could benefit from the information being shared here. We're growing this community and it's doing really well, but I need your help to grow it as well. I can't do it on my own. So sharing is caring, as I always like to say at the end of my episode. So share this episode and the podcast with your friends in beauty, your family, your friends, and yeah, let's keep the good vibes going. Also, thank you so much to everybody who reached out to me personally to express how much they enjoyed the bonus episode that I did, episode 21. Thank you so much for your feedback. It really, really means a lot to me, and I'm glad that it's something that you found value in and you like the perspective shared and all of that good stuff. So thank you. Now, on today's episode of the Friends in Beauty Podcast, we welcome Vivian Wynter to the guest chair. Vivian is a beauty, lifestyle, and motivation professional who has spent nearly 2 decades as a licensed esthetician and makeup artist, fashion stylist, educator, and coach, motivating high-profile clients and audiences to be the best they can and love themselves inside and out. Her truest passion is deeply connecting with people, creating and engaging with audiences in a vulnerable, informative, and fun way. Although she has a communications degree, she has loved the stage since birth and recently launched the Vivian Wynter Podcast Tour, where she's been chatting with various hosts and their audiences, providing strategic ways to ask for what you want in business and life, how to build self-esteem and confidence, and how to fearlessly conquer life and love others along the way. She's most proud of deeply connecting with others, providing value and resources to global audiences through podcasts, live speaking, social, digital, and traditional media. In this episode, Vivian shares how her 17-year journey in the beauty industry began and how she has pivoted her business during the pandemic to incorporate her love for cooking by launching Chef V's Concierge services. We talked about makeup, content creation, skincare, work-life balance, starting where you are, and so much more in between. I mean, 17 years in the game. Is so much that we could talk about, and she dropped so many different gems and gave so many different tips and resources. It's amazing, and it was such a pleasure chatting with Vivian because we met like several years ago over social media. And fun fact, Vivian was actually one of the instructors at Bennett before I was even thinking about being an instructor at Bennett. And I used to come up to her class and sit in as a model for her students. So that's how we met. But I'm so happy that we had a chance to do this interview because I got to learn so much about Vivian. And like I said, she dropped so much gems and information. So without further ado, I'm going to let you get into this episode with Vivian Wynter. And you may want to, take some notes, okay? So let's get into it. Welcome to the Friends in Beauty Podcast, Vivian.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited to have you here because as you know, and people probably don't know, the way we met, I think we met on Facebook.
Yeah, I think it was just social.
Social media. And then you posted something like, hey, I need some models to come for my class up at Bennett. And I was like, hey, I'm going to go because I literally live like 5 blocks from Bennett.
Oh, yeah. So that's like the hood, literally.
Exactly. So it was like super convenient. And I came a few times to sit in on your class and everything. So that's how we met. So I'm so excited to
my girl.
Yes, I'm so excited to interview you because like we were just saying before, this started rolling. We never actually got a chance to like sit down and talk and get to know each other. It was kind of like a pass through with social media.
Yes. Okay. So, well, yeah, for sure. Cause like so even just to piggyback on that, the first time you came into my class, I was like, this girl is the bomb. Cause first of all, your locks, your beauty, and then just your savvy with my students was so bomb. So I'm Vivian Wynter, your beauty and lifestyle professional. I'm a 17-year esthetician and makeup artist. And I'm also a fashion stylist. I've licensed and degreed in everything. I have a fashion marketing degree. And then of course the licenses and everything with the aesthetics and with the makeup, but I'm totally through and through. You can think of like Queer Eye, all 5 in 1. I literally, so my brand is based on beauty, food, fashion, and home styling. So it's literally just a one-stop shop for everything inside and out.
I love that, and I definitely want to jump into that more because I love how you explained it because I used to watch Queer Eye all the time. But before we jump into the interview, I always like to start off with icebreakers.
Okay,
just so the audience can get to know you a little bit more outside of everything that you do because that's amazing.
I hate to make it sound. I hate to make it sound so mushy, but if you think of it, it literally does all flow together, and we could probably get into that more if you want. But yeah definitely, it's all the same.
Yes. So icebreakers.
Okay.
Give us 3 random facts about you.
Yeah. So, when I was in high school, so I one of those, how you take foreign exchange, like classes or whatever, you take Spanish or French or whatever. I really gravitated towards Spanish and really like it really picked it up easily. And so I really love Spanish, the Spanish culture, particularly the Dominican culture. And so like when I was in 8th grade and then also going through high school and things, I spoke Spanish 1 and 2. And then my junior year of high school, I got a chance to be a foreign exchange student in the DR. Oh. So I literally am a mommy on the low. I was there for like, hello, mommy on the low, girl. And I'm not like a culture vulture, so I have to tell it to the right people. Like I can't just be walking around telling people that, but I feel, I feel drawn to their food, their music, their love of family, how it brings them all together. And then that was just a really beautiful experience because my host mother, she didn't even speak English and stuff, but she taught me so much food. And we also stayed in a hotel too, but we spent a lot of time with our host family. So they had us do both. And I was there for about 3 months. I went to a year-round high school. So it was like a 3 month on, 3 month off kind of thing.
Wow. That's so cool.
Yeah, what else? Let's see. I love to travel. I love people. I'm a people's person. So anytime I can make people feel good, anytime I can anticipate their needs, anytime I can like literally think of what they need before they have it and then bring it on a silver platter Disney style, that's like my jam. Let's see, my third fact. I have been married since 2011 and she'll be 3 in October. Her name is Luna. She's a miracle child. I wasn't supposed to be able to even get pregnant, and I was able to get pregnant and have her, and she's about to be 3, and she's the best thing ever. So that's my 3.
I love it.
Yeah.
The foreign exchange thing just got me. I thought
it was the best. That's why I'd explain it like that, because it was really, honestly, it changed my life. And I remember thinking, like, when I was in high school, I remember thinking I was like the only brown person to go. I went to a small high school, so it was like a lot of white people, and then maybe a couple of us sprinkled in. Mm-hmm. And so for me, it was fun funny because they would charge me like less than they would charge my friends. They would charge them 20 pesos and charge me 7. So everyone would send me to go buy stuff. But it was interesting in terms of like, I was telling my mom before, I was like, I don't want to leave. Like, I don't want to leave my friends at school. Everyone's going on here on the break and I want to go there with them. My mom was like, oh, you're going. And I so appreciate her making me go because obviously I didn't have a choice. I was clearly in high school. But the fact that I thought I had a choice, I appreciate her making me go through with that because that was like the best experience ever. And it was 7 of us and we were just, it was the best ever. It was literally such a tight trip. Mm-hmm.
Wow. As a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
A marine biologist or an environmental lawyer.
What does everybody tell you that you're good at?
Making people feel comfortable, making people feel loved, and individualized, like they're the only person in the room where I'm talking to. And I would say, yeah, obviously, like I joke about it, but I really do have magic hands in terms of skin and aesthetics and makeup. So I would say definitely beauty. And fashion styling. I'm really good with styling any body type because I'm good with fits and fabrics and silhouettes. My internship I went to Art Institute of Philadelphia for fashion marketing, but while I was there, my internship was at Versace's corporate office in New York. So that wasn't where I learned the fabrics and fits and stuff. I learned all that with my parents because my mom is actually a seamstress and my dad is from that old school Southern, like hat matches the belt, matches the shoes, matches the coat. So I really literally grew up with that, you know, and styling him. And so then before I did my own thing. So I would say like making people feel good by feeling loved, and then also beauty and fashion for sure.
Right. What qualities do you admire about yourself?
I like that I'm open-minded. I'm able to see anyone's point of view. I don't judge people ever. I literally don't care if you lick a purple horse. I don't. I'm just like, whatever. Like, whatever floats your boat, girl. I'm with you, or guy, I'm with you. So, and then I would say the ability to I'm really empathetic. So the ability to hear people and understand people and make space for them and make them feel heard is definitely something I like harp on and even to the point where if you're trying to take their space, it gets on your nerves because I'm gonna make sure they got their space, you know, like I really do carve out time for, especially people who are like underspoken or people who are more introverted than me. I'm more extroverted. I definitely always make space for them and their voice and stuff. So I would say like making sure everyone feels heard and has a seat at the table and all that type stuff. Yeah.
What's your sign?
Libra.
That was a random one. I was like, I'm just curious.
Libra.
Okay. That
Libra.
Scale.
Yes, so balance, harmony, like making people feel beautiful, like making things around me beautiful, like loving and finding beauty in literally anything simple, like everything is beauty.
Yeah. That makes so much sense, your sign.
And my mom is kind of like hippie-ish too. Like we're Southern, but like my mom is totally like down with the hip a little bit. So, and we're raised like by the land and natural people and all that, and we're indigenous Indians, and so it's very much so like a total vibe, like always.
I know that's right. I love that. I love that. So since you're a new mom, like what do you like to do when you have some alone time? If you ever get any alone time, what's your favorite thing to do by yourself?
By myself, I love to honestly, like I value time with friends now even more than ever because I don't ever get it. I don't ever get the time just to like steal away like that and just go kick it for like 8 hours or 6 hours or whatever it is. So on Sundays, some Sundays, like if my friends are in town or like if I'm like able to go somewhere, if something like I'm invited somewhere and I'm able to go, I'm like, I'm about to go. So that gets me excited is like waking up that morning, you know, making sure their breakfast is good, making sure Luna said, Dominic said, my mom and dad said everyone's good. And I just go take my shower, get out the house and ride out for the day. Like that is my favorite thing to do. I know it sounds so simple, but like I do a lot of Instacart, but like I like grocery, like any shopping, sort of like just aimlessly walking and again looking at beautiful things and like feeling textures and imagining who it would be best for and like what it would be with the application for. Is it a curtain? Is it a bed sheet? Is it a dress? Is it a head wrap? Like what is it? You know, stuff like that. So just kind of using my imagination a lot, that type of stuff. And I love being outdoors and in nature. So anytime I'm there, I'm good.
I love it. That's so cool. Thanks for sharing. I learned a lot about you just there.
Really? Thanks, girl.
So cool.
I hope I'm not too weird.
Absolutely not. Like you're awesome. That's
thanks, Queen.
Yeah. So where are you originally from?
So both sides are from North Carolina. And my sister and I were born in Durham. But my dad was president and vice president of different HBCUs in the South. So we lived in North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, Kentucky, but North Carolina's home. Like that's where all of our family is, and in Texas. A lot of families in Texas.
Got you. Now you mentioned that you have 17 years in the game.
Yeah, I started when I was 18, turning 19. I'll be 36 in October.
Nice. So where did you start?
I
Makeup,
went to
aesthetics?
actually it's funny. So I was a co-manager at Express in Annapolis Mall,
Uh-huh.
and the girls at Mac used to come shop with me all the time because they would get their black there back in the day. And this is literally like 2002, 2003, no joke. This is literally like when, so they would go get their black there, and they would always say, you're good at makeup and things, and I would say, oh, whatever. But I knew if I did anything, I'm big because my dad, that presidency background, he's big on like, if you're gonna do it, make sure you got your papers behind it, make sure you know what you're talking about before you're telling people stuff, like stuff like that. So I was actually just gonna go for makeup originally, and my dad and my mom are the ones that told me to do something more and go for aesthetics or whatever. So. And again, being like this 18-year-old being rebellious, I was like, no, I just want to do makeup. I don't want to do all that. But when I tell you, I am so glad, like, being an esthetician is the best thing because I know about nutrition. I know about hair. I can't style your hair, but I can tell you about the health of your hair and how to take care of your hair and like the type of your hair and like what products you use on your hair, actually like nutrition for your hair type stuff. And then you go to your stylist for something else, but like, I just think it, in terms of like makeup, it'll set you apart in terms of like having to know how to talk to your clients about something that's individualized for them. So instead of asking them what type of skin they have, knowing what type of skin they have and being able to just jump straight in on that. And instead of maybe asking too much about their concerns, of course you can see what their concerns are. I can see your concerns in 2 seconds, but having a savvy and a way with your words about making them not feel uncomfortable about their concerns, but also being professional enough to let them say their concerns, but have them stop at 2 or 3 before you have to have 8 and you still don't know what their concerns are and you don't know how to fix it. Like there's a level of, she shouldn't have to share too much because the more she shares, the more she feels embarrassed about it. And then a level of, but you should have picked it up by 2 and 3, girl. Like, what's up? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like that type of thing. But that's, yeah.
I love that. Where'd you go to aesthetic school?
So it was in Annapolis at the time. It's Chesapeake School of Aesthetics, but now it's in Glen Burnie.
Okay. How long was the program?
The program was 9 months. It was you can do either evening and weekend, which is what I did because again I worked first and then I went to school. So everything I did, even when I went to Art Institute of Philly, even when I went to UMUC, I literally had like work, and then I was like an older, mature student. Yeah. So it was more that type of thing. But I went to the one in Annapolis back then. It was a 9-month program. I went evenings and weekends because I was still working at Express. I was co-manager there the whole time. I went through the program, and then but you can also do like a Monday through Friday, kind of like any Cosmo school. You can do your 9 to 5, or you can do your evening and weekend.
Yeah. So when you finished aesthetic school, how did you jump into it? Were you working in a
salon? At the time, Mac came and they were trying to recruit like right before we graduated, and it was so funny because like they were trying to recruit right before we graduated. They knew we were only in our credit hours. We hadn't even taken the state board yet or anything like that, but they obviously were recruiting. So I was trying to get a job, and homegirl was acting weird. She was like, well, you need your license, because this time you needed your license to work there. When I first started working there, you did need a license and you needed this physical portfolio. It was a real thing. Okay. And so she was like, you need your license. And I was like, yeah, but look where we are. You're meeting us in our school. That's where we're going. We're going there next week, girl. Calm down. Like, that's what you were here for. You should have planned your recruiting a little bit better then.
Exactly.
You should have came next week then, okay? Or something. But anyway, so she was turning people down left and right. And I was like, all right, whatever. So, but remember, my homegirls were still shopping with me at Express, right? So they were still steadily coming in because they were messing up their black left and right. So they were getting their shirts and like coming in every week trying to see what was on sale and stuff. And so they were like, we got a co-manager position open. And then we also have like a full-time artist position open. And I didn't feel comfortable going for the co-manager position because even though I had the management experience, I only had hours so far. Okay. And again, like I'm cool with it, but I'm so much about the boot camp until I learn it. Like I want you to make me scrub them floors until I get it. Like that's how I am. I really am about that life. So like, I wanted to do that. So I started as an artist with Mac. I was with them for 2 years on and off, went from like artist to a mini trainer at the time. They had different levels of trainers. Now they don't have anything anymore. I don't know where they are now. It's a totally different company, but I was with them when it was very serious artistry. So I do think that brought a level of like just excellence in terms of like, your artistry and your skills for training people and talking to people and giving feedback and things that they may not want to hear, but like a good, cool way to say it.
Yeah. How was it like building your business as a makeup artist and an esthetician, like prior to like the whole social media boom?
Yeah, so that was funny because now grandma's just trying to catch up, honey. Like, that's so funny that you mentioned that because I am like, it's funny because I did just my physical portfolio. I worked my connections and did my New York Fashion Week a couple years. Like, everything was very much about this, and it still is very much about networking. But now you can slide in someone's DM. Like, if I could slide in, I'm still sliding in DMs now. But if I could slide in, honey, let me slide in the DMs. Like for real. Like y'all got kids, not you, but they're kind of easy. These new makeup artists or new beauty professionals, y'all can literally slide in the DMs of any person that you want to. Prime example for my skincare brand, sorry to go left, but it's just for my skincare brand, I just got my first national write-up almost 2 weeks ago in FabFitFun. Yeah, girl. And how did I get it? Because I slid in the DMs of one of the editors and I sent her some stuff back in October, and she's been baking and caking and using it since. And she decided to write it up 2 weeks ago.
I love that, because I always tell people about like making that first step yourself. Like, stop waiting for people to discover you.
They ain't gonna go. First of all, I got 3,000 followers. And I live in Glen Maryland. Do you think anyone is checking for me? They don't even know where to find me. Like, I have to literally make them find me. So SEO, hashtags, like DMs, like y'all, like we can talk about this on another call, because you know I'm very passionate about, you know, my business portion of that class was real too. Like, I don't play with them. They really need to know how to, like, because people will treat you like it's just artistry, and it is easy to just treat it as just a hobby. But if you need to pay bills, if you are trying to build a business, then there are very strategic certain steps you need to do, right? And like, I'm still working in it. I'm not perfect, but I just know that these steps exist. And like, if you want, you can come along, shawty, but you know, that's just how it is. Yeah.
We could definitely talk about it. Like, what would you say are some of those steps?
Yeah, I mean, it's just little things, like, especially now, and I've had to learn that because so I did the fashion marketing thing at Art Institute, but then that was just an associate, and my dad being my dad wanted me to still get my bachelor's, right? I bumped around a little bit, so I went to UMUC and got my comms degree, and for that, it was more like a media studies, but between that comms degree and the fashion marketing, and like just having a love for Marcom period, that's like kind of my jam, like really trying to figure out how brands can, like, how they can make themselves known and differentiate themselves, but also how people can try to find you, because like you can be different as hell with your different socks in your bedroom in your basement in Silver Spring and nobody knows you,
right?
Or you can be individualistic somewhere else and people know you, and it's just because of the way you reached out or the way they found you online. So I mean, even with your podcast, obviously there's people listening to your podcast that you've never met. Like, how are they finding you, right? Like, you're not like, there's something that you're doing for people to be able to find your podcast. Like, you know that, right? You're marketing, you're doing things. So that type thing.
Yeah, I think marketing is so important. I think that's like the step that a lot of people drop the ball on. When it comes to their business, they focus so much on the artistry and just trying to get booked
and that immediate.
And then when they realize that they're not really getting the clients that they want, or they're not getting as many eyes on them as they want, that's when they realize, oh, I need to maybe run ads or change my marketing strategy or something like that.
Yeah, because it's sad because, and it's just a way, because so the websites or the social media sites are free to join, but obviously the way they make their money is through having ads run on them and then having their algorithm configured where certain people can see certain things, and so that brings consumerism and value to certain things more and other. So that's again something else we can talk about, right? But like, but so that means that you, as this individual entity, this little cutie, you need to make sure that you're having your stand as well between these big brands, between these algorithms, between these ads, and you're standing up with the big boys. Even if you have $1 to spend, then you spend your dollar. If they're spending 10,000, that's fine. You let them go on and you run with your blinders on and you run your race, honey. But you got to run that race, because that's just the way the world is going. And I literally had to have that revelation. I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to any other person that's had to switch it up, where they've done things for a long time this way, and now the world is going this way, and you got to do it this way, and it happened overnight, and you didn't have time to collect your things. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the right, collect your things. That's just the way it happens. Like, even Ray, my sister's a pretty well-known photographer, and we were talking, and I was like, Ray, this makes me so mad about how there's so much misinformation in beauty. You have these people that aren't estheticians online talking about, oh my God, like, if you just use it, like all these cute beauty bloggers, and it's like, it's making me mad, because that might work for your skin, and it's actually not working for your skin. But to tell someone that, and they're not estheticians, or even if you're not an esthetician, they don't know much about skincare. They don't know much about ingredients. I mean, really just reading ingredients is the base of it, right? Like, no, what's good, what's not for you. But like, so then they go out and buy it. And then, so that would just make me upset, because you have all these people saying you should use these things, and these things do not work for anyone. No one should be using these things, right? And so that would almost get me discouraged. And I'm not a type of person to get discouraged usually, but that definitely got me discouraged, because I'm like, what is the world coming to? Like, it doesn't matter. I'm working these stores, I'm freelancing, I'm training, and I literally have real life clients all day saying, no, such and such says you're supposed to do this. And I'm like, this is hard for me, because like, no one's trying to listen to the real advice that I know is real. Like, that I know will stand through trends 20, 30, 40 years later. This will still be solid. You know what I'm saying? And so it's hard with that. And so when Ray was like, look, you can either pout like you are, or you can either get out there and run with them. And so, girl, I'm just trying. But that's how it is, though. Yeah, because, girl, I be falling flat on my face. But, I mean, shoot, at least I'm trying it, you know?
You know, with so much, like, I know with the amount of time that you have invested in your business and your career, you probably had some pretty cool experiences so far,
Yeah,
like in the industry.
kinda,
Like,
a little
what are the
bit.
ones that stand out to you, like your proudest like moments?
I would say New York Fashion Week is my proudest because I was able to do that 6 years with the 2 seasons in like consecutively. So that was good. And I still may be able to work that. You never know. You know what I mean? But that's not something that I'm interested in, just the way it's going anymore. And just kind of like how things are with like the brand sponsorships. If I was a brand ambassador, I would. So now with my content creation, that's something that's a little bit more of like more my steez is more of that. But I would say that I've done Sherry Shepherd's makeup twice because she came here for just a taping of The View when they were here in DC. I don't have many A-list celebrities, but like I've done pretty notables in terms of like government and things like that as well, like most people here in DC have. When the inaugurations happen here in DC, I've done a couple notables' wives and things like that, and their cabinet members' wives or the cabinet members themselves. And I mean, I don't know. I just think that's been my most notable, but I would say my market was typically like a higher end luxury kind of client, but not always. I'm not 2D to where I would say if you can't afford this $400, $200 application, then I'm not for you. But I also know that it's 200 period and people will find the money. So, right. That I know.
I hope y'all heard that.
Yeah, no, period. People will. Period. Period. People will find the money, period. Do you hear what I'm saying? Okay.
They will.
They will find the money quick. Like when I worked this, I'll never forget this. I was working in Mac and Pentagon, and we call that the P.C because the realists only come through there, okay? So like this one girl, you always get the little fun, little hood Jones or whatever coming through, and they're trying to spend their money or whatever. And this one girl, the lipstick at the time was $16.96. And she couldn't afford the $16.96 or whatever. So she went somewhere. There was like this call his ethnicity, but there was a sugar daddy, and he was on the railing outside of the church store waiting on her. She went there, and honey came back with like $16.96. Like she counted to 5, 6. Like okay. So, and then I've also seen people have $180 or $200 worth of stuff. Their card declined. They leave for an hour, come back, and they got cash. Like I know for a fact people find the money. People all the time will quote me, and then they go ghost, and then 3 years later will call and say, I'm getting married, I want to use. Like that happens all the time, right? So like people never underestimate the power of doing something for people that cost nothing. Smiles, kind gestures. Oh my God, I hope your wedding still works out. Well, I hope you find the vendor of your dreams. Let me know if you ever need me in the future. Oh, okay, you don't need me for your wedding, but you're getting married, and now, I mean, you have your anniversary, or now you have kids, and now you guys want to shoot and do a brand shoot, whatever, for your new business and your headshots. Like, it just, you don't understand how literally every single impression matters. Every impression matters. I'm so big on that, bro. Like, that could be like that Disney Nordstrom Bloomies in me, but every impression matters because people remember it. They remember the bad. They don't really remember the good, but they will say, don't go to TGI Fridays instead of don't go to TGI Fridays in Greenbelt and order the wings because they were really bad. It's don't go to Fridays, period.
Right. And I always tell people it's so important to treat people good because I've met so many people in real life and like in my business life who didn't even know that we were all connected in some kind of way. So I always tell people it's so good to treat people good because you just never know.
You just don't know. And I think honestly, and I know I'm not gonna say I think because I studied enough psychology with the comms and marketing to know that like when people are mean to people and when they don't treat people good, y'all have to know. I want to say that y'all have to know, but I hope you know that this is just their self-hate, their own insecurity. So don't let that reflect on you, and definitely don't take that on, girl. Like don't ever take that on because that's not yours to bear, not your cross to bear, like my grandma would say.
I think that's the stance that I take a lot of times too. It's like obviously they're going through something in their personal life.
It's never personal, and even when you come to them, that's why when you come to people with good news, I know people say, oh, you got to keep your good news to yourself. I hate that. I would never keep my good news to myself. I don't care if you hate it when I tell you. I don't care if you go hating and tell someone else, because at the same time, I'm not going to live like that where I have to shield all of my happiness because someone is going through something and they refuse to help themselves change that mindset. Because you can help yourselves. It's just a mindset thing. You know what I'm saying? With most things, it may not be with everything. And I'll almost say it's with everything. Y'all can call me a butthole if you want, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
And I'm Coach V, a teacher all day, to tell you that it's the truth, to know
Yeah.
that. So if you would rather spend your time hating on someone than doing those steps that they're doing or asking them about it, because I'm open as a book. Like, I'll give you, I don't have no secrets. I don't have them. There's just nothing for me that's a secret that I feel like I need to sell, or that I feel like I need to capitalize on, like all that shit. Like, I'll write cookbooks. I will sell meals. I will sell skincare. I will sell ebooks. I'll sell downloadables, or I'll make them like free. There's nothing that makes me feel like this is going to be free and this is not. Like, all information is good for people, period. So some of it is going to be free and some's going to be paid because I'm out here on my own. But at the same time, most of the information I'm giving you is free. Always kicking free game, always, you know. So if you can do that for people, if you can smile, hold the door, if you can say thank you, if you can do something where even if you have to push through that lull in your heart, push through it, and it will make you feel better. It will make you feel better.
Right. How was your experience working at Bennett? How long were you there?
I was at Bennett for almost 3 years.
Okay.
So I had almost 200 students when I added up, because I had pretty much every, and you know that, a new session every 6 weeks, except for sometime we had that little break, that little 3-week break, but mostly it would be every 6 weeks. And the break was only in holiday, now that I think about it. And so it would be a new cycle of students, anywhere between 6 and 10 students each time. I always had an 18-year-old and I always had a 40-something, 50-something-year-old, and everything in between. Yep. Sometimes they were wanting to do this full time and jump straight in after this class. Sometimes they were wanting to do this in the evenings after their full-time job and see where it goes. And sometimes I got 5 students out of all of those 200 that just wanted to know how to do their makeup better. So my teaching style was varied to all 3, but most of the girls were heavily, actually maybe to a point where they didn't understand that there's like a flow to stepping into it. They really wanted to just, after this class, girl, I'm gone. And I appreciate it. So I taught at that level. I taught it, well, here's your marketing, here's your color theory, here's your branding, here's your, you know, like, here's everything. Because if we're going to go, we're going to go. We're not going to be silly about it. So we're going to talk about everything, taxes, insurance, it all.
Right. What was I about to ask you? Oh my gosh. What did that experience really teach you, like, about yourself? All of those different people, 200 people?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I would say, but it never felt like that, because it would be like 8, 7.
Yeah,
10,
but when you add it up, like,
when you add it up,
those lives, you impacted all of those
lives.
So
when I was in high school, well, growing up, my whole elementary, middle, and high school, I was a cheerleader my whole life. And then right after I graduated high school, I was a coach for 6 years. And then I was there at Bennett for 3. But that is my jam, bro. Like coaching, like teaching, like relating, like crying, hugging, laughing together, like sharing, like, just, that's my jam. So I almost, that's probably just with the makeup, but I can't even tell you, with all the people that I trained at MAC that I still mentee now, I can't tell you all the girls I coached at my 3 different schools, like, just because I coached JV because I really like that age. Okay. So like that type of thing, like, that's just my jam, man. Just to like, and it's not even giving back. It's really just like to see it click, to see that light bulb go off, to see them ask questions, to see them get in. I'm like, okay, Shawty, go ahead. I don't even gotta say nothing to you, girl. You know, and I love to hype people up. Like, I don't know, if it was therapeutic to have those 3 hours in the evening time, you know, talk about whatever, listen to some music, and really just get into it and do our thing.
Did you have any students that was like a challenge that they just weren't getting it? Like, if so, how did you handle it?
There's always, and that's just from my years of training, there's always students who you always have to, and my parents, now let me do full disclosure too. My parents are teachers, and my grandparents were teachers, and their parents were teachers. So I come from a long lineage of teachers. So I understand styles, and I understand like how people are just so fickle and different and blah, 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 all the time, literally, right? So it was always about an A/B testing in the moment. So, okay, she maybe felt frustrated. She couldn't do it. So we would go to something else. Okay, T, come over here and, matter of fact, do this for me. Go get the scrubs and start that facial real quick, and then I'm gonna go work with her, and I'm gonna be right back. I would give her, it's always a way to do something. Or I would say, matter of fact, come here, come over with me, I'm gonna do something. I'm coming over here to show a quiz something, but I want you to mimic it on the other side, because I really love the way you do those cheeks. I want to, and so it's always about hyping her up, making her feel good. Then we can go back to the thing that you didn't feel right about. Like, there's ways to write, or like my favorite is a yes, yes, no, or a give, ask, or a negative, a positive, negative, or like not even call it a negative, just the construction, something like where that's my style. Like, or you could do positive, constructive, positive, where you're like the sandwich effect, where it feels good, might have a little sting, but then it feels good after. There's so many ways to vary it, but people will receive it so much better. My number one tip for anyone that teaches or coaches or just is involved with being able to impact people, this great word we use today, that's all. Like, how many do I really? But I guess it is in that way. It is in so many ways, but I would say is relating with yourself. So anytime I give feedback, when we did it earlier today, whatever banter happens, I'm always gonna embarrass myself. I'm gonna throw myself in there. I'm always gonna put something about anything. It could be about my fever blister. It could be about how I used to do my eyeshadow. It could be about how boys play me, but now they can't play me because I'm, it could be anything, like, I don't know, with some way to relate to whatever she's telling me, because number one, it's going to let her defense wall down. Number two, people never like to feel like someone perfect is giving them advice, especially if you're in beauty, because it feels like you're so beautiful and you think you're all that, and you're just telling me how I can't. So if you just say, girl, let me tell you about this fever blister, this thing comes out and I'll be calling out of work. Like, it could be anything silly where she's like, okay, well then dang, my little thing ain't so bad because shit, people ain't looking at my lip like that. You know what I mean? It could be anything. Like, I don't know, I just make people feel comfortable. Like, I really like to make people feel like you are not alone. Even with fashion, like, people feel very individualized with, oh, my thighs, my hips, my top, and that's not the way it is. Like, everyone is like that. So you want to talk about it, like in White Chicks in the Dressing Room? Let's do it.
I know,
because it makes them feel better. And so from that comes comfort, comes laughing, comes sales, comes just whatever you want. Is just open. Everything is open. You remember in my class, I don't know if you were ever there for week 1, day 1, but we always open just the way you open with icebreakers. That first 5 minutes, these girls are sisters now. I only have 6 weeks with them. So if I'm going to teach them, get them to help each other, and get them to do makeup on each other, be in each other's lap, basically being each other between each other's legs, and they don't know each other, how am I going to do this, right? So icebreakers, all kinds of different ones. We do at least 10. We take a whole hour and do icebreakers the first day. And when I say they are laughing, crying, like the next day they're hugging each other, jumping on each other. Oh, girl, I tried to touch you this morning, girl. See if you was going to bring the towel, girl. Anything or whatever. But I knew that was what I liked. I love to foster community. So yeah, that's another one, I guess, is fostering community. I love to bring people together. So, hey, y'all, let's sit in the living room instead of everybody being in the bedroom, like that. Just whatever. So yeah.
I love that, because I know I always like to see the transformation from like day 1 to like the last day.
So
like even
different.
The way they interact with each other and just their confidence level in what they're doing, because I didn't realize a lot of them come with absolutely like no experience.
Oh yeah, nothing.
Never touched
no period.
Yeah, so it's so cool to see the transformation happen and their confidence building. And then even as the ones that I monitor, to see them go out and take clients now, and they're like killing it.
I don't know. I know they probably still follow you. You may even be friends and follow each other. But yeah, they're out. Some of them are out here killing it. Yeah. One of my girls, I don't know if you were here because I know you came a couple times. One of my girls, she is quit a government job, girl, doing this full time. I know. And she was a little bit older. She was in her 40s, but that's what made her have more to lose. But she's killing it, girl. Still, she's doing real well. So I'm like, okay. And then there's always your success stories. Even with you, even with your classes, I know that you have your particular success stories, or maybe you just have 1 or 2 people that are just still on your line, calling you or texting you about something. But it feels good. I love that. I want that. I have always told them, call me, text me, whatever you need. I make myself open because I love that. I love that. I'm driving and then you call me and you like, Coach, I was thinking of, or Miss Vivian, I was thinking of,
Now, I want to
still call me.
I want to talk to you about skin, since you are this lovely esthetician. Like, why skin? Like, why do you love skin so much first?
I love science. I've always loved chemistry. I've always loved science. I've always loved formulas. I've always loved ingredients. I've always loved, like, when you put 2 things together, what happens. And so that's really what skin is. Skin is literally just chemistry and health and nutrition. So skin's the largest organ. We're really talking about the health of the body. So when you study aesthetics, you're studying every single thing because it encompasses everything, right? So you're studying muscles, bones. There's so much that you think that is just, it's so much far more than a facial and lashes and waxing. I mean, you're really talking about kinesiology, where you're talking about how people's joints move and what collagen and sea moss supplements they should take to help with that. And that has nothing to do with a facial, but it has everything to do with what is inside the skin, which obviously you should study because the skin is on top of it. So it really opened up my world to how the skin just impacts everything and how much the health of everything inside shows outside on the skin.
Right.
So yeah, because of the science of it, because I wanted to be able to advise people more, and really I'm just obsessed with skin. I don't know why. I'm just weird. I love skin. I love health. I love nutrition. I love being able to figure it out. I love the 2-question game where I'm like, I ask you 2 questions and I nail it because I know which questions I ask because I know what I'm looking at, that type of thing. I love like being able to see people's skin transform. That's my favorite thing. I've been doing it long enough where I have clients where either when I was freelancing at Paracone or just my own mobile spa clients where I've literally seen their skin transform at my hands. And so when I was at Paracone, I would do facials once a month at at a Nordstrom location here in Annapolis. And through those 5 years and 4 different managers, I stayed as the esthetician, so it was a running joke. So I had clients, you know, as my managers are coming out, I'm introducing them. They're like, hey, this is this person, this is what they prefer, like all that. But so there were clients I would see literally over a 10-year span for every month. And so I would just, two specifically come to mind, and I just, it's a man and a woman, like a mother and a son. And I think we've done a lot with hyperpigmentation and brightening, and they're African American, so we've done a lot with evening and just everything.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool. What is, like, dealing with all of those different clients, what is I guess the biggest misconception people have when it comes to taking care of their skin?
Yeah, that you don't need to exfoliate, that if it feels like rough, that it's gonna hurt you, and that you shouldn't be doing it, and that you shouldn't wear sunscreen.
Oh, the sunscreen thing, especially with Black people. They like,
I got mine on right now. I'm sitting right now. So let me show you my favorite one. See, it's inexpensive. I like an SPF 100. So you got a banana boat SPF 100 on top of any of your serums. I've used this every single day since I was 18. I joke with you not. I promise you.
Does it cause any flashback when you do?
This is clear. Completely clear.
Okay.
Girl, when I say that thing is clear, like you can't see it at all.
So you just spray it on after your SPF? After your serum?
So I put my serum on, and then I do like this, and then and I'm gone. I put it on my chest, and I'm out the door. And it keeps you young. It keeps your skin bright. It keeps it even. Like, it smells good. It's light. It's fresh. Perfect.
Yeah, Black people, we got to do better with the SPF.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so people, and especially Americans in general, we're instant gratification culture. So if it ain't happening tomorrow, we're not looking to preserve in 10 years and 20 and 30 years. But these things I'm talking about will have me looking like this when I'm 90, because my face has literally not changed since I was 18. This is literally how I froze it in time. And every day I've just been doing the same thing. And I will keep doing the same thing. And I'm joking that it's a lifelong experiment to see if I can actually essentially look like this. If I froze my aging at 18, what would I be like at 70, 80, and 90? And so I'm interested to see how much, if my face changes much more, how much more it will change. Yeah.
I've always been so nervous with SPF and products, like when I do my makeup, because I remember one time
the flashback on that white girl, titanium dioxide.
I used this moisturizer that had flashback, and then I did my makeup, and SPF.
You had that ghost face killer.
I was mortified, because I was like, I came out to take pictures. I'm gonna be cute. And
you were gray and ghosty. You were ghost face killer.
Yes.
No, I know. So like, that's my general rule. Like, don't really get the ones that have that are built into something, because they just don't have a high enough SPF. In general, you want your SPF to be 85 or higher. Okay. So that's why I like that banana boat. I like the Neutrogena one. They're both clear. No, I just kind of like the banana boat more because it's a little bit lighter and it's a fresher scent. It's a personal choice. But I really think that that's the most solid choice, because it's completely clear and you can use it on your body and on your face as well. But the ones that are mixed into lotion, or the ones that are even just like the other SPFs that are SPF 50 or 70 or 30 or 15 or 25, those are cute, but they're really not going to do anything. We're talking about anti-aging and brightening, so definitely skip those, y'all. Go straight for the 100. You can get that at Walmart. You can get that on Amazon, anywhere.
Awesome. Now I want to talk about skin prep for makeup artists.
Sure.
Like, what are some of your preferences? Like, what are the must-haves that we should have when it comes to prepping the skin? Because I know we're not looking for like a long-term,
just like a quick
instant,
peel pads.
Ooh,
some peel pads. Yeah, go get you some peel pads from either Sephora or Ulta or even Nordstrom, like the MD Skincare, or there's a brand in Sephora, I can't remember the name of it. I actually have it in my kit. If I can go, in a minute, I'll go figure it out. But they have like lemon, and they have grapefruit, and there's another one. Any peel pad is good because you don't have to rinse it off. It's going to be like little Pac-Man, and it's going to gently, don't get scared when I say eat at the skin. It gently eats at the skin. But what it does is it just goes and eats at it. There's no peeling. There's no wiping after. It just is like a tone, like putting witch hazel on a pad. So you're literally just going to wipe it. Like after you get them in chair, that's the first thing you do. You know, if you have to take off makeup from before, whatever, that's fine. Do that first and then go in with your peel pad. If you don't have to take off makeup, if they're coming to you straight dry face or straight moisturizer only, go right into your peel pad. Get you a little brightening serum from Amazon. That's a vitamin C serum that's highly rated at whatever cost you can afford. But again, highly rated is the key. And then get you some, if you use the SPF, that's great. If they're going to be shooting outside, if they're just going to be shooting inside, then you go straight into your matte or straight into your dewy.
Nice. I just learned something new. I need to give you some of those peel pads.
Girl, yeah. They're so good because they're quick. You put them right in your little bag or whatever, and you put your hand in it, swipe it, throw it away. Okay, girl, now let's get to the makeup. And so what it did was it brightened, it evened the tone, it helped with texture. And actually, she is going to see benefits. And actually, the more she comes to you, the more her skin's going to get better. So she's really locked in to you because she can't figure out why when she goes to other people, it doesn't look the way it looks with you. Them peel pads.
I love that. Yeah, you have to show me that later because I'll leave it down in the show notes if you
can
check
sure
it out.
Will. I'm gonna send you a link. I sure will.
That's really cool. Oh my gosh. So another thing, this is like a personal question.
Yeah.
Because I have a boyfriend that he used to dip into my skincare.
Yeah. Okay.
But now he has his own skincare stuff now. Is there a difference between skincare for men and women, or is it just skin?
All skin. The only thing about them is they have thicker skin. So in fact, they can take a little bit more of a beating, I like to say. So you can do a little bit more exfoliation with them. It can be a physical scrub. It can again be a peel pad with them. It's fine too. If he's quick on the go and he won't even wash his face, like my husband, husband of an esthetician, won't even wash his face, has acne from since he was before teenagers, and it's hormone in front of him. He won't. Oh, but you think he doesn't get his haircut every Saturday? You made it up. He does. Oh, he does. Oh, he gets that haircut. But if you ask him to go in there and scrub his face, and then he ain't doing it. So anyway, I have to drive by scrub him. I'll have to come by behind him and do it. So with him, peel pads work. And there's a real guy like that. He won't be bothered. So again, get him a peel pad, swipe it on his face, out the door.
He's and then better than me now with the skincare routine.
Okay, good. Yeah, good. Well, so there's two different. I'm big on exfoliation because exfoliation is going to help everyone's type of skin. There's never an instance where exfoliation wouldn't help, and there's actually never an instance where it wouldn't harm. You just have to tailor the exfoliation to what your skin type is.
Yeah.
So there's two types. There's like a physical and chemical. The physical is the scrub. We know St. Ives, any of the Origins, Cora's, Rose Brightening, any of those. And then there's a chemical, which are the peel pads we're talking about. So peel pads are quick for makeup prep because again there's no rinsing, but for your man or for anyone else that's at home, physical definitely is where it's at, just because again anytime you can slough off, you're going to be good. That's where you really want to see that magic.
Nice. I like that. So is that just like a consumer trick or something when they have like skincare for men versus like skincare for women?
Marketing, girl. You want to talk about that marketing, honey? We're going to be here all day. It is. It really is, because you talk about sleek packaging, you talking about keywords, you're talking about minimal, you're talking about doesn't look like skincare, but it is skincare. Or you're talking about the luxury man who does want it to look like skincare. He does like to be well-groomed. He likes people to know that he takes care of himself. So now you're getting Tom Ford type of packages, right? Like it's so real. Like all the marketing in terms of the language, the verbiage is all geared towards what type of man that is. Like, are you a man that just started skincare? I've seen ones, I forget the name of it, but it's marketing genius. It was literally like something about, I know you don't want nobody to see you buying this anyway, just grab the box and go. But it's like, that's cheeky and funny to us, but to that guy, when he sees that, he's grabbing 8 boxes because he's like, yeah, I don't ever want to be here again. This shit works. I'm gonna take it all and I'm gone. Like, you know what I mean? So it's genius, absolute genius.
Oh my God, amazing. Thank you for those tips. Those are amazing.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to know, we're in this pandemic. I don't know if we could still call it a pandemic. I guess we can, because
we're in this new lifestyle.
Like whatever's going on.
Right.
How have you adjusted your business model like over the last 7 months just to, stay up to date, stay relevant, keep money coming in?
Yeah, online, try to do stuff online. Chef V Concierge was born at a perfect time, but it's something that I've been wanting to do. I've been wanting to write cookbooks and incorporate the beauty from the inside out. I've been food blogging online since 2012. Yes. So I really wanted to bring that all forward. So I launched Chef V 4th of July weekend, but something like that where you can figure out, even if you're just doing the beauty portion of it, how can you service people online? Can you give them a downloadable? What are you good at? Do you know how to clean brushes? Well, go on Canva, go on Fiverr, do it yourself, or get somebody to do it for you. Yep. Make your little ebook guide, charge I don't know how much you should charge, $3, $9, $7, $4. You have to do that market research. And if y'all need help, you can always DM me, because that's literally something I can help you do. We can go and look at your competitors and figure out what you should charge for that. Put that on your website. If you don't have a website, get a website. If you need to figure out how to get a website, go to Wix, just Google how to get a cheap website, because you don't need anything expensive. Like, that's another thing. Like, this is my 8th website. Like, this was not my first website, right? And even now I'm like, I hate this website. I want something different. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's
I like it. I'm like, I
yeah,
like
and that's
it.
what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying though. So to me, I'm thinking it's that I'm tired of it. It's not good enough. There's other things I want to do. And to the onlooker that's never seen it before, she's impressed with it. So I say that as in just get your butt out there and get started, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your Wix is something where you're thinking, oh, I don't want to do this. Like, this is just, it looks too simple, this looks too elementary, where someone that enjoys minimalistic design loves that. She hates the fact that she goes somewhere else and it's super cluttered and she can't even shop because she doesn't even know what she's looking at. She loves that you have 4 things on your menu, your website, and she can easily choose her 4, and she can choose her date and time, and she'll meet you there. Like, that's what she likes. So again, you have to understand that all of this is fine. All this in the process, all this start where you are, all these little cliche things are absolutely true, because I'm still starting. I just got an iPhone 11. I used to have an iPhone 6 for see, you laughing because it was, but I was still vlogging. I was still getting brand sponsorships. I'm still an ambassador. I still get sponsored by fashion clothing lines. Like, I'm still doing that shit with the iPhone 6 out here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it doesn't matter. I'm still taking pictures of Vivian Wynter skincare. Yeah, it might not be the best. You know, and sometimes I might use my Canon, but when I don't want to use my Canon, I'm on the go, then I just set up a white towel. I'll show you how I do it. Set up a white towel on this dresser. You know, have the white towel draped from the dresser. Put a white towel on the floor. Sit the skincare. So now it looks like an L, and you just sit the skincare there. This is not, we don't have to be, y'all, we can start where we are, and so just start there and do that. Downloadables, online, anything people don't have to physically touch you for, anything they don't have to physically go to you for, you don't have to physically go to them, do that. Find that. Like, start your own something company. Again, downloadables, y'all, please. Downloadables, downloadables, audiobook, voiceover. If you have a great voice, do voiceover acting. If you have different characters, do your voiceover acting. If you are really good at graphic design, put yourself on Fiverr. If you like to babysit kids, put yourself on Care to get yourself through, to make you some money, to build your kit, to get to these clients, to do what you have to do. But do what you have to do. Anyone will tell you, I've been everywhere. I have done everything, and I'm proud of every single bit of it, because I'm not too proud to be a server. I'm not too proud to run the company. I'm not too proud to train the people, and I'm not too proud to take care of your kids. You know what I'm saying? So
I love that. I love everything you just said. I don't even know what to say.
I don't care. Like, I'm hungry for finding what works, not for making sure I don't look stupid in front of people.
And I love that you mentioned, like, starting where you are, because so many people, I know me, if I get an idea, my wheels are already turning, and I'm like already overcomplicating things sometimes. Sometimes we just overcomplicate things where
I
it
literally
can be so simple. Yeah. You said set up the towel, L shape, put your products there, and click and post it. It doesn't have to be perfect the first time. Like, just start where you are, and then it will start to get better the more your resources or your tools start to, you know, advance and everything like that.
Because it was a choice. I could go in and use a brown towel, or I could use an elevated white towel that looks like Aspire Luxury. So I'm still buying a $6 towel, $7 towel, which color? So now you can make choices with what you have. You can make things look elevated with what you have. Instead of using a colored box or wood, use white or clear or acrylic. It makes it look more chic. When you can see things in, they feel like it's shoppable. Your business is doing makeup, that's your shoppable business. Your business is selling downloadables and selling beauty related products and services, then make it shoppable for people. So that's really, you know, meeting people online. Again, grandma's with you, because grandma cannot do it on her own. I literally have people that help me, but I recognize that. I'm good at helping people. I'm good at being like the explainer. I'm good at like being the motivator. I'm good at being the talent, so to speak. I'm good at being the actor. I'm good at being on camera. But if you ask me to edit it, like, all you talking about, oh my God, I'll just edit it out. I'm like, really? And where? Like, cause I'm like that. And that's just something that I need to work on, because I should not be having to pay people for these things. And that's just, again, business to business, me just relating to y'all, letting you know that the more you can do on your own, the more you can save, the more you can spend on other things. So you being able to edit alone is a skill that you could do for people. You could charge people to edit their podcast. I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's a million different ways we go with this, but anyone that's listening to this, take those skills and monetize it. I've always been cooking all my life. I have always loved to share my food with people all my life. Cooking may seem off to some, but if you met me in real life, you know it is absolutely not far off. It's like more of a why not? Why have you just started? Like, I've been waiting on this, you know, because this is what I love. The kitchen, I love. It's what I do. But at the same time, I love beauty, and I love fashion styling, and I love home styling, and I love making people feel beautiful inside and out. And so I can do that. All I have to do is figure out a way to market it right. get the branding message together and pump it that way. You can do whatever you want. You can get people to see your vision, even when people are saying, girl, it's because my own sister thinks I'm crazy sometimes. Now she sees it as coming together. But at first she was like, Vivian, because it can seem all over the place as someone that might only do one thing, but she's not truly a creative. You know, she's a photographer, and we joke about that. She's a photographer, but she's not truly a creative. If you're truly a creative, there's so many things you can do. You can do so many things. She's here, she's Houston, she's everywhere. There's so many things you can do. You can, whatever, you know, literally God has put in your heart and God has put in your hands to work and your brain to think of, then you make it pop.
Yeah. And I literally just talked about that on the episode, just tapping into those things that you're good at. Because like you said, I am tech. I have an IT degree, so I'm really techie.
I know you are. You don't have to tell me. Talking about, I'm just going to edit it out. I was like, oh, really? That's like me saying I'm just going to like do something in the kitchen. That's my normal. Yeah, that is not normal to me.
I think it's really good to tap into those things that you're good at. Like if you're not good at editing, then that's when you should find somebody to just do it for you. But the things that you are good at, you should absolutely just go ahead and push yourself and do it. I could do websites. I could do the Shopify thing, the editing, the video editing, all of that stuff. If I wanted to, I could incorporate a service into my business to, attack that. If if that felt led to, but just tap into what you're good at and then do it.
Even for your students, I'm thinking for your students, that could be, even if you wanted that to be an extension of your services later down the line, once you get a handle on things, I know you probably got a lot going on, but if you wanted to, my marketing brain just thought about it, once your students get out and start working and they're working with photographers, they're working with their own selves and they don't really know, you know, they want to do these tutorials and all these different things the young kids want to do, then come back to their teacher, let me do your editing, let me do your website, all of that is in-house. But if you can keep things in-house for people, you can work with the price, but that relationship is like, that's the sweetest. That's the sweetest, because it's not about, at this point, it's not about being a skin teacher. It's not about being my graphic designer. It's about whatever Qui puts out, I'm buying it. T-shirt, a candle, because you have me as a loyal client now. So whatever I give you, you're gonna buy, I'm gonna get. Yeah. So that's what it is. That's really what it is, you know.
Definitely. I want to talk about all these different streams of income that you got. You got the skincare, you got the chef Chef Concierge,
Skin V,
and then just the whole. I want to talk about how you mentioned the queer eye of everything. Tell us more about what you're doing now as a content creator.
Yeah, so that was my evolution for me, was more less of the hands-on and more of like the content creation of online. Now, full disclosure again, I've been singing and acting my whole life. I truly enjoy video. That's my medium. Again, I'm not the editor. Put the camera on, we're good to go. But do not turn it around and be talking about Vivian having this done in an hour, because I'm gonna be like, where? So for me, like, I really enjoy making people laugh, engaging with people, and I really love using my voice to like create different things. So for content creation, that was a natural thing for me. The only thing that is hard for me is the editing part. I'll be so honest with you. I would kick out so much more content if I just felt comfortable, like, oh, I'm just about to sit in my computer and edit this, and then y'all gonna get this video. Like, if I felt like that, I would just be so full time with it. But I hesitate and I kind of stop myself. So I'm constantly putting content out, but it's not the content I always want, because I know that there's a level of editing and effects, and I'm just like that. So for me, like, I think with my streams of income and with the content creation, I've tried to do a niche, at least that I'm comfortable in right now, where I'm talking about the things I love: beauty, food, fashion, and home. And it keeps me in a lane where I don't have to do a lot of editing. So I'm doing more of the face. I'm talking to you more. I might flip it around and show you my wardrobe, as opposed to me being on me, where I have to set it up and then I've got to edit the walk in and walk out and all that stuff. Like, you know, so it's more of a realistic style. And I see that people do gravitate towards it, but I also see, just from a business tip from me to whoever else is listening in out there, I need to do better at putting out better content, because I had a really engaging video that we put up the other day, and that got more engagement than anything. So I'm like, okay, this is what people like. But what was it? It was the super edited, the super like, and so that's just me needing to step it up. That's where we are in this world, and that's what people want, and I just have to get with it. So for the content creation portion of it, I'm just making sure I'm staying in my lanes. I'm doing a bunch of beauty, a bunch of food, still filtering in fashion tips, and also throwing in some home styling tips, because the fashion and home styling are exactly the same. The only difference is the fabrics get a little bit lighter or the heavier in terms of fashion styling. I mean, home styling with curtains and drapery and things. But other than that, it's still going to be the same. Like, manufacturers is still a type of fabric, man-made, natural, but still breakdowns of things.
Nice. How did you, or when did you start your skincare line?
I started the skincare line back in October, just this past October. So I was obsessed with starting a skincare line because it was, again, something that people had talked to me about. And I was like, no, because, at this time people were like launching lashes and like people are doing their own little thing. And so I'm like, okay, this could be something. But for me, it was never makeup. It was never to launch like lashes or lipstick, or it just wasn't my thing, brushes or anything. But skincare felt like a natural. But it was hard for me to figure out who I was going to partner with to help me like execute, tell me, bring it out. Because again, I can make all of these, but then it's like, how am I going to get to a level where I can scale it, where it's not just in my kitchen or whatever. So making sure I'm working with a good manufacturer, and it took me about 2 years, and I found one and really liked them. And so then it was just about, okay, how is this message going to get crafted, and how am I going to introduce this skincare into a market that seems saturated? We do that too sometimes, right? Sometimes we say, oh, this is so saturated. So many people have skincare brands, but they're not made by 17 years. They're selected by me for the skincare problems, the only 4 skincare problems that I've ever heard people talk about in those 17 years. I didn't waste a lot of time with like cleansers and a bunch of other stuff, because I truly believe, honestly, you can get those from anywhere. Cleansers and moisturizers. Where you really want to spend your money is your serums. That's where your treatments are. So 4 face serums, 1 eye serum, 1 detox charcoal mask, and 1 detox nightwear cream that you can wear at night and detox your skin. That's it for right now. Again, because you could grab cleansers anywhere, you can grab moisturizers anywhere, but a serum that's going to be for dry skin, anti-aging, a serum that is for oily and acneic skin that's anti-aging, which never really happens, because typically you're going to get the oily and anti-aging, or just the anti-aging with dry, but nothing that's specifically for people with acne, because it's a kind of a different thing for them. So someone dry skin, someone with oily and acne skin, anti-aging, someone that just wants a CC brightening overall, a face brightening overall, 1 eye serum that's going to do brightening, tightening, lifting, and firming, your charcoal mask, and then a nightwear cream that can detox as well.
Okay. Pop it.
Yeah. So that was that. Again, and that just came from, well, if I'm going to do it, then I'm not about to sit here and do all these. There's a lot of, like, without sounding like a hater Henrietta, there's just so many brands that are just like, the FDA makes people put stuff on the ingredient label because I need to know if I'm going to break out for it. So therefore I need to know what's in there, right? But if you pay attention in your food and beauty, it's always the top 5 that mean the most, that it has the most of that in there. Yeah. So with certain things, with like the skincare and with certain things with beauty in the stores and stuff, I'm seeing that these active ingredients are either way down on the list or they're not on the list at all, and they're just absolutely horrible. So the products are working just enough for you to say that you've been using it for 2 years and you slightly see a difference, or you don't see any difference at all, but you're so wed to the brand and loyal to the brand that that's just what you do, and you're just a creature of habit. Right. After hearing that for 17 years and throwing up and bleeding out of my ears, that's what made me kind of really figure out the best manufacturers to partner with, and then which I was going to bring to fruition for people. Not all the ways, just what I've heard people complaining about, returning, coming in the store asking for, and me maybe seeing the same girl in this one Nordstrom over the years, and I see her face is still doing the same thing, right, but she's still in here buying that one thing, and it's like she ain't trying to hear nothing else. And it's okay because that's marketing, but it's better for me to fight through that noise with something that works and with a professional voice, I feel, than for me to not fight through that noise and just be okay with people just using whatever, even though I know that's not good for them, their skin.
Nice. I love that. Yeah. And with your concierge service, how does that work with people getting the meals? Because let me tell you, when I saw that salmon on your timeline, I was like,
anytime. So basically what happens, if you're in the DMV area, I will deliver food to you, or you can pick it up from me. And also I'm going to start shipping soon, so you don't have to worry if you're not in the DMV area. But basically my cooking has a couple different styles. Of course, there's the Southern heirloom recipes. You already obviously know that that's one thing. And then they're generational cooks too. So they're teachers and they're generational cooks on both sides. So I really have it on my dad and mom's side. It's really cool. And so there's that Southern heirloom type of thing. And then the other side of it is I did a non-inflammatory diet and lost about 45 pounds because my stomach, my digestive system started acting up out of nowhere, and I couldn't figure out what it was. So I was just pulling stuff, pulling this, pulling that, trying to say, okay, well, let me not do this, let me not do that. And eventually end up becoming kind of like a gluten-free, no dairy, no sugar type of thing. I lost 45 pounds in 4 months. So I have like a little healthy menu. So the names of my menus are based on this whole Southern tradition. So I got my main things, that's the Southern heirloom. And then I got my healthy things, which is the healthier one. And then I have a brunch menu where I can come to you and bring you waffles and all the rum French toast. I have a bunch of different things on that menu. And then I also have a secret menu, which is like a pop-up menu. And I'm getting ready to start doing like weekly specials. So that salmon that you see is actually on all the menus. It just is prepared different ways. Typically, people have been ordering the teriyaki salmon from me. They love that, but I also just do a lemon and herb and Old Bay salmon too. But people they love the teriyaki because it's brown sugar, soy, rice wine vinegar. It's like almost like a Korean barbecue, but on salmon, and you can grill it or cast iron. It's so good. So good. And I use salmon fillet steak because ain't no little cakes over here. I mean, I do love salmon cakes, but when I bite into a salmon, I want it to be, let me take my fork, slice that bad boy and get that tender. It's just
nice and moist.
Different mouthfeel, Queen. The different mouthfeel than the frozen fillets that refuse to serve people.
Oh my gosh.
I do it the long way. I do it the hard way. It's the only way I know how. I peel my potatoes and apples with a small paring knife. I literally am about to go in and peel 4 bags. I have them out right now because I have an order for some firefighters and so stuff like that, where it's like I do it the long way. I put my little Netflix on. I sit there with my granny stool and my little moo-moo, and I get it popping.
you believe truly in like that hard work, like you gotta
hard work is I'm telling you, man. And even with my girls that I coach, like I would never ask you to do, even with my girls I teach, and they know that I live this, I will never ask you to do anything that I don't do. So if I'm asking you to run this mile, it's because I'm out here running with you. If I ask you to do your brows a certain way, it's because that's how I know has worked over the years, and I'm saving you a lot of time. You can do it a bunch of different ways, babe, because I know that there's, again, knowing learning styles, there's people like me who you can tell me, hey V, there's a wall, and I'd be like, well shit, let me go the other way. And there's people like my sister, other people who I know, and I'm not picking on her, I'm just using her because I know that there's just different learning styles where she's still going to hit that wall. She needs to see for herself that the wall is there, how it feels, what's going to happen if she hits it, and what happens on the other side. So if you're that type of person that needs to plumb your way through, that's fine. But I'm also talking to the girl that likes to save a little bit of time and heartache, and let me teach you how to do your brows this way, and you just take it for what it is and listen. So you're always going to get that pushback, right, with people that you teach. But the hope is the approach is the right way, the icebreakers work the right way, and also making sure that you're relating to them, putting yourself at fault, putting yourself in an embarrassing position, even if it's not embarrassing, telling them something that it's like a truth or dare. It's like confession time. I think of it almost like a sleepover. Remember when we used to do sleepovers?
Yeah.
Like 12 o'clock at night, you're like, well, I don't always wash my hands when I take a bath. I just wash my hair. And it's like you're still washing your hands because you're washing your hair. But it's like, you stuff like that where it's like, you know, sometimes I don't even bleach my white socks. I just wash them, you know? So it's like that type of thing where you make people feel like it's okay not to be perfect, girl. Like, you don't want to see these roles, I'll show you the role, you know, whatever it is. So anything like that.
Yeah. With everything that you have going on, like how's your work-life balance? How do you manage everything?
I just chunk out my time. So my daughter's at daycare during the day, Monday through Friday. She's in daycare for essential workers. My husband works at FedEx, so we're essential workers. And so for me right now, like I said, I have this at 12. I have help take care of my mom. She's a little sick. So I was getting her straight this morning, getting Luna off to school. And then I'm going to go do my apples, do that little dinner for about 3 or 4 hours. I already have turkey wings in the oven because I started that this morning for our personal dinner. But it's like stuff like that. I'm always like rolling with, let me do multiple things at once. So once we get off and I start the apples, once the apples are cooking, I'm gonna turn them down lower. I'll come here and do some emails. Let me go check my apples, come back to the emails, and once the apples are done, the turkey will be done. Then I'll make mac and cheese. And so it'll be like, I just kind of roll it on so that 5 o'clock, everything's done. It's time for me to just chill with Luna. I'll be with Luna till like around 9:30. And then Dominic comes home from work, and after he eats and takes a shower and stuff, and then he'll go in there and like cuddle with her and stuff. And I'll slide out the room and come in this other guest room and just open my computer and just work for a while and then go to bed and start over again. So I'm an early riser, and so even sometimes if I don't do my work at night, like if I at that 9:30, if I'm like, all right, I'm just going to bed, period, I definitely am like a 5-6 a.m. kind of girl. So I do find myself like after a little meditation or prayer, whatever, cranking open my laptop, putting my little TikTok or my little Netflix on the side and just like doing my thing. I have like probably 2 solid hours before Luna wakes up where I can do that. So it's really about just finding my own time. It's not going to happen. It never presents itself. I go to Spa World maybe once a year, if that. Like I don't have these perfect opportunities to like, I don't have that, you know, never have, never will. It's just not my life. Even when Luna's older, I won't. I've just never like even my dad.
I was just going to ask you, like, what do you do for self-care? Because you're taking care of your husband, your mom,
my mom,
your
Luna,
daughter.
Everything. Yeah. Like I told you, riding out, invite me somewhere. Invite me to just come over your house and bring food and kick it, or we just go meet somewhere, or we just go walk in, or we just do something. Yeah, go get some ice cream. We just go kick it, go ride in with the drop top, something fun, something like that. Like that type of thing is like really where I can like just listen to whatever I want to listen to, because I don't let Luna listen to like anything but like classical or NPR or jazz, you know, stuff like that. So I basically, if I want to play my 2 Chainz radio, I need to go, you know, ride out a little bit. So I gotta do that. I'm still Southern girl, you know, I still like that knock. But stuff like that, where it's like I just take that little time to myself. And Dominic is good. I'm lucky where he works very late, so I do feel like I can relate to a single mom where it's literally just me out here. But at the same time, Saturdays and Sundays and during the evening times, he really is 100. So it's I give props to the women that do it by themselves, but I also know to give props because he's helpful too. So it really helps to have him.
Right. Nice. So what's next for you and your brand?
Yeah, so I'm basically just trying to get my Chef V off the ground, and then I want to launch my first cookbook. I want to do 3 cookbooks. I want to do a Southern heirloom recipe one, a kids cookbook, and then I want to do one that's like a modern girl and guys entertaining and dining on the go. So it's going to be like a little bit of foodie, a little bit of like home styling, home dining, how to set a table, what this looks like, what the etiquette for this is, conversation starters, what to serve with this type of party, that type of thing. So a little bit of entertaining and dining in one.
Okay, I look forward to seeing all that. That's really cool.
Girl. It takes a long time now. This is over a lifetime, okay? It's over a lifetime. But what I'm saying is, we might have to
get you out to like when we could be great again and mingle in groups.
Yeah, let's do it. It'd be really
cool to have you do some stuff for like the Friends and Beauty events.
Oh my God, I would love that. Let me bring my little convection oven and just have a little station set up for y'all, and y'all just like mingle and be cute and like come get your little food and like do the girl guy thing.
That'd be so cute.
I love that. Yeah, let's do it. And it gives me more catering experience too, because so far I've done one larger thing and like 3 small gatherings. So anytime, like obviously you helped me so much with Benny, anything I can do, a queen, girl. You got me through, honey. You were such a beautiful model for my students. You offer so much insight for them. Like they still text and talk about you to this day. Like, so anything I can, whatever, I'm yours. Like I'm that friend. Like I'm forever indebted to you. Anything you need, you call me and I'm there always.
Thank you. Always. Well, this interview was awesome. I know we talked about so much that I'm sure that people will pick out different gems throughout the
we
interview.
Literally dropped it.
Yeah, but before you go, I always ask these rapid fire questions. I have to ask you the Friends and Beauty rapid fire questions.
Let's do it.
So whatever comes to your mind first, just let me have it. It's really simple. I know you're gonna nail it.
Okay.
All right, so first one is, what are the top 3 keys to your success so far?
Staying humble, being nice to people and being kind to people, and making room for people's opinions and them to talk more than I listen. I mean, for me to listen more than I talk.
How do you measure your success?
How kind I am to people, how successful anyone around me is, and money.
What's the best advice you've ever received?
Listen more than you talk, which is hard for me because I'm a talker with a T. And also, I'm just trying to think of good financial advice to give people, because I work for a financial advisor during my 9 to 5 times. And then I would say, obviously, save more than you spend, but at the same time, do the thing where you don't touch something, you don't buy it, and then see if you sleep on it. And then the next day, if you dream about it, then get it. But if you don't, then don't.
Yeah, I like that. One.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who's just ready to give up on their dreams of like being in the beauty industry?
Don't ever give up on anything that you want to do, ever. People, man, we can talk all day about naysayers and haters. Like people will always, dang girl, what don't you do? And my question is to the haters, what do you do? What could you do? What can you do that's more? What can you do that's more for you? How can you elevate yourself? You know what I'm saying? So you saying that to me is not going to make me all of a sudden stop fashion sound, because that's in my heart. You saying that to me is not going to make me want to transform people's skin, because that's in my heart. You saying that is not going to make me want to, if someone says that it's the first time they want makeup, they love natural, that's just my personal style, whatever, and they don't like to do a lot of makeup, but they want to see themselves in makeup, that you're never going to take that away from me. So those words that are built to hurt me, they do hurt because I'm human, but having a thick skin is what you have to build. So it's just letting it ping pong off of you, giving it a little laugh and say, okay, have a good day. Because at the end of the day, I don't know if you're a praying woman or if you're a person that just meditates or whatever, but you have to pray. You have to make room for those people. You have to pray for them, because again, that's not you, y'all. That's them. That's their insecurities. That's their hurt. They're upset at life. They're upset at what they could have done. And instead of doing it and thinking that it's too late, they just hate the people around them that are. Mm-hmm. You happen to be the person that is, so of course it's sad that you're gonna get it, but just know that that's, again, not your cross to bear. Okay, y'all? Literally.
Absolutely. So
Simple.
Don't give up.
Don't ever, ever, ever give up. And if you want to change. And if that's not working, then don't be afraid to shake it up and go on video and be like, oops, that didn't work. So now y'all about to see me do this. That's it. Period. You don't have to have this whole big old like, oh, I'm giving up beauty. I'm about to start doing food now. No, I just started popping up on the grid with food, like telling y'all that I'm selling it. You've been seeing me blog about it, but you haven't seen me talk about selling it. I didn't have to prepare y'all. Only thing I prepared y'all for was I said, what do y'all think about these spice mixes? Would y'all buy these? Is it something you would buy? If I started selling food, what do you think? Do you like these containers? Here's the bag I found. What do you think? That's it.
And if you don't, and if
I didn't
you
need
do
your
have a problem
permission.
with selling food, then you
don't
can
buy it.
left.
I don't need your permission. Don't buy it. Like,
Exactly.
I don't need your permission. Period.
Nice.
And if you're buying it to see how good the food is, you're gonna be buying again and again and again because I'm gonna knock your socks off and thank you for the money because you just fed Luna something good. Appreciate you. You know what I mean? It's like either way, you have to find a way to look at it like that, bro. You got to.
Absolutely. What's a resource that has helped you in your business that you can share with the Friends in Beauty community?
Google, and also there's an extension on Google. I forget the name of it. If you're a blogger, it will tell you how much keywords are worth. Okay. I don't know. I think it's like Google keywords or whatever. So I have it set up on my Google Chrome. And so basically anytime I Google something, it'll tell me how much that's worth. So if I Google how to brighten my skin, it'll say that it's worth 10 cents per keyword, which means that every time somebody Googles that, you would potentially get paid up to 10 cents if you had enough traffic on your site when they went to come to that link. Does that make sense? That's SEO's talk. Okay, cool. So Google Keywords is good because if you blog, you want to obviously blog for what people are searching for. And if you can't really tell though, because they always say, oh, blog what people are searching for. Just talk about what people are searching for. And you're like, but what is that? Like, I know what I'm searching for. I'm searching for right now what temperature to cook this turkey wings on. But I need to know, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, like, I don't know that. But if you give me the monetary value beside each line, I can see how much each line is worth. Now we're talking.
That's dope.
So Google period. And then I think it's Google Keywords is the name of it, but that's been super helpful.
Wow. I like that.
And also set up your Google My Business. Set that up too, because Google, even though they're a search engine that is an aggregate of other search engines, they're still their own company. So they can still change the algorithm to show what they want to show in the sequential order they want it to be. Meaning so that if you Google My Business, no one can take that away from you. They can change how far a Vivian Wynter blog goes. Now, let's say I'm 8 pages back if you Google Vivian Wynter, but it's jumped. It's gone from 5 to 2 to 8. They can change all that all they want. But one thing they can't change is when you Google my business, my cell phone number, my email, what I do, my picture there, some pictures for the business. Set a Google My Business up right now. If y'all have the opportunity to, it's free. You literally put in Google My Business, or you put in set up Google My Business in Google and do it. But please do Google My Business, because that's the one thing that will honestly show up for you when people are searching for you. Google My Business shows up first. Just like if we Google Walmart of Crofton, that's Google My Business that comes up. You can do that for yourself too. Just because you're not a big, like, huge corporation doesn't mean you can't do it.
Amazing tip. I love that.
Yeah.
So the last one is, I want you to fill in the blank. I want you to say, my name is blank, and the key to longevity and success is blank.
My name is Vivian. The key to longevity and success is laughter.
Ooh, yes. You gotta laugh.
Yeah.
You have to.
If you laugh, you're in a better mood. If you're in a better mood, you receive constructive feedback more. You enjoy things that are happier more. You're more open to new ideas. There's just so many different things that come along with laughter, endorphins, all kinds of cool stuff. So
yeah, I agree, because sometimes we take ourselves too seriously. I was just telling my goddaughters that yesterday, because we went out to Great Falls. And they had so much fun, and they were like, Aquia, I mean, not to, they were like, you're kind of like a kid, but like, you're like our mom, but you're like a kid too.
Yeah, it's like, don't take yourself so seriously. Me and Luna go hiking every Saturday, and it's always somewhere free. There's open, there's national parks all around us. There's local regional parks all around us that have little big trails. You go through the woods and you loop back around, you get to the car. Like, it doesn't have to be nothing serious. It's just a little outside time, social distancing, but again, out in fresh air, doing something fun, kicking it, bring a little snacks we eat out there, then we come back in and do something else here. I mean, it doesn't have to be a long day, just an hour, 45 minutes.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much. Before you go, share all your social media where people can find you and your chef,
all right,
skincare, and all of that.
Okay. Hey guys, it's Vivian Wynter, your beauty and lifestyle professional. You can find me on Vivian, WYNTER.com. That's Winter with a Y. You can find me at Vivian Wynter on all my social media outlets, which is literally everywhere. Facebook, Pinterest, you name them, Instagram, you name it, TikTok, I'm there. You can also find me soon to be on Chef V as in Vivian Concierge.com. That's being built right now. But in the meantime, check me out on social at Vivian Wynter or Vivian Wynter with a Y.com.
Yay! Thank you so much, Vivian, for doing this. I really enjoyed like getting to know you more, chatting with you, and learning.
Yeah. So when are you inviting me out? Is the question. Okay? You can't just talk about it and not be about it. Okay. You can't sit here and talk about, oh, what do you like to do for fun? Oh, you like to go out for fun. Oh, you like to have fun days for fun. Oh, okay.
Something cute to do.
Okay. Even we can just meet up at Great Falls or something. We don't have to do nothing crazy. But
yeah, that would be fun too.
Talk about that later. Oh yeah, I'm quick.
Cute spot the other day.
Oh no, yeah, I'm quick for that. You let me know and I will literally skirt right there. Whatever time you say, I'm there.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. I look forward to talking to you soon and have a wonderful day. Tell your listeners I love them and y'all keep your head up. Don't ever give up and love yourself and love others. That's the best.
Thanks for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast. Don't forget, sharing is caring. Share this episode with at least one friend in beauty and subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts so that other friends in beauty can find this show. Plus, we'd love to hear your feedback. Connect with us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty, hashtag Friends in Beauty to join the conversation, and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community to stay connected. Talk to you soon.